Hello, everybody. My name is Zerduku, and welcome for another book time. Since this is Halloween, my sister is going to be reading a scary story, the very first horror story I ever written, which so far, in my opinion, could be either considered my best or my worst writing. But I'll leave that to my sister Akari on that one. Right there, Akari.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hello, people. Let's start this. The Vengeful Spirit.
The vengeful spirit.
I said it.
Didn't sound right.
Don't care. It is what it is.
Better read that. That's very important.
Okay. Jeez, Mr. Cranky Pants. Warning to all audience who is reading or watching this story. As a reminder, this is a horror story and therefore will contain subject matter that might be offensive to some audience. So I, Zach Selby, would like to say keep in mind it is only a story and therefore nothing must be taken literally. With that being said, you have been warned, and if you're still here, please enjoy the story. This story is not based at all on actual events. No shit, I'm pretty sure we all knew that. Anywho, chapter 1, Milo's death. Oh great. It's sunrise on warm spring morning in a small town in Georgia named Turtletown. Interesting. It is what? It is a quiet village? Is that what it's supposed to say? Raya?
Where are you reading? I lost you.
Here.
A village, I guess, but I would imagine it's a town, not a village. So that's an error.
I know, but it says Quaint. What the frig is
It's
that?
supposed to be quiet.
I will fix that later. Quiet village where the people are friendly and everyone knows each other. The raging river is quite a spectacle. It's called Turtle River, and it isn't meant for fun. It as it flows hard and the current is fast, so fast that the townspeople no longer swim or boat, or even fish off the banks. Turtle River is dangerous, as it pushes the water swiftly under the large bridge that eventually empties into the ocean. Turtletown is a peaceful town with its people going about their daily lives, whistling and waving to each other without a care in the world. But there has been a time or two when things aren't so pleasant and friendly in the village. Within Turtletown there lies a large house occupied by a single widowed mother and her 7-year-old boy named Milo, Braden. That early morning Milo was getting ready to go to school. Milo picks up his lunchbox and shoves it in his book bag, just even enough just having enough room to barely close the zipper. Ooh, I know those days. Slinging the bag over his shoulder as he heads out the door to get on his bike to ride to school. Suddenly he hears a shout. "Milo!" shouts his mother as she steps out the door looking at Milo. He's getting on his green bike that is detailed with the words Green Devil on both sides of the bike. Nice. Yes, mother? What is it? Oh. Yes, mother, what is it? Milo shouted back with a confused look on his face. Did you forget to say goodbye and I love you? Milo's mother was shouted in response. Yes, yes, yes. Milo responded, acting like he didn't really care as he gets on his bike and rides his way to school. I know, young children don't typically care, but anything can happen, as the story will reveal. I said that wrong. Whoops. Milo keeps to himself. He has no friends at school, which he doesn't mind. Milo is surprisingly muscular for a boy of his age. He has brown hair and dark green eyes. He does okay in school, but not one to make the honor roll. He pedals his bike through the streets, swerving in and out of traffic. He finally reaches the schoolyard, Turtle Dove Elementary. Milo parks his bike in the bike rack along with the other bikes that were ridden to school that day. Milo locks up his bike and walks into the school, making his way to his classroom. As he enters, he hangs his book bag up. Even though that Milo spends his time alone, he recognizes the faces of the other children, but doesn't care to learn their names. Although there is a little girl close to his age who sees him every day at the beginning of school. Her name was Catherine. Oh God.
What is it?
The name of the girl from Twilight. No, Vampire Diaries. I'm sorry, people who
Really?
have fans. Yes.
I didn't
Uh,
know that was a thing. So that's
Technically, she was an evil vampire, but
okay. You know, the truth is, Catherine is one of those names that is just common. So
honestly, Catherine's pretty badass. So, but everybody referred to her as Cat. Meow.
fan service. Oh my God, it's definitely fan service. You probably don't even know what it's from neither.
Nope, I don't.
If anybody knows, you're awesome. Put it down in the comments.
Give me a minute. I'm eating. Sorry,
My
people.
sister Noms.
Mhm. No making dirty jokes either. But see them in the comment. I will make my brother delete them.
No guarantees. Just keep reading.
Okay. Catherine had orange hair with pigtails, and her eyes were red color. Cute. Kind of like one of those people from Yandere Simulator.
Hmm.
She recently has a crush on Milo for a couple of weeks now. Okay. But she was too nervous and too shy to talk to him. However, Milo barely knows that she even exists.
Hashtag shy girl.
Ouch. Also, you're 7. I can well, I mean, okay, never mind. But you shouldn't be dating. Just saying. You're too damn young. Milo does know a few names of the kids in his school after all, mostly the troublemakers. The head of the troublemakers is a 9-year-old boy named Gary. Gary was a tall kid that wears a brown leather jacket with spiky black hair, and he wears a red scarf over his blue shirt. Gary was a baseball player in school and was friends with 6 other kids that were troublemakers too.
Remember, these characters' names, they play a big part in the story. Continue on.
They were all on the same team. That team is known as the Jackals. Nice. Fitting name for rebel kids.
You can tell I'm very on the nose for these things.
That's basically how your brain works. You don't typically beat around the bush.
Not normally, no.
Including Gary, the rest of the team was Eddie, Craig, Benjamin, Christopher, and Tony. All simple names.
Yeah, I just reached into my junk name handbox and just threw them out there.
You are a very big simpleton.
Hmm. Now I'm sad. The writer is sad. He's crying.
If you are a freaking butthurt over a simple thing like that, damn, weak.
Hmm. Moving on.
Shh. All right. Benjamin is 9 years old and also one of the more popular kids in school, even though he hangs out with the six troublemakers. Benjamin usually wears a plaid t-shirt and blue jeans. Strangely, he always had a mullet type of haircut. A typical southern dude. No offense for the stereotype, sorry, but my cousin has one too, and it's pretty cool.
Well,
Anywho, Christopher is 8 years old and wears a yellow shirt most of the time, and also wears a red hat backwards as he walks around. One of the hipsters, I'm assuming. Today, Tony is a 9-year-old boy who is a Mexican transfer student from Texas. Okay. If he's Mexican, then why the hell is he from Texas?
I don't know anything about geography. Edie dum 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 dum. Who the fuck is Album Everflip?
Ignore him. He's irrelevant.
Yes, yes, it's irrelevant. Enjoy the story.
Kill me now, please. Just kidding. I like my life.
Oh, please do not say that yet.
I've read worse.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. Just keep
But why the
going.
hell didn't you just start the story off where he actually dies instead of giving all this backstory? That's a little unnecessary.
Weren't you the one who told me that books usually are more detailed?
Yes, but there's a balance. Mind the balance.
I think this is pretty balanced. This is just to let you know who the characters are.
Anywho, let's carry on before I blow a freaking blood vessel.
Stop! Stop! We're trying to read a story and you're killing me, bro. All right, moving on. Oh.
I haven't recovered. I'm dying
The ri-
inside.
the writer has recovered. The bookmaster has not recovered. Come on, bookmaster. Wasn't
I'm
that funny?
sorry. One of the stupid freaking lines from the Markiplier Don't Laugh videos just happened to pop in, okay? I couldn't help
No,
it.
don't think about this. This is the wrong place, wrong time. This is a serious horror story. This is not about the funny.
I'm sorry. It's the way my brain works. I can't control it. Whatever flashes happen to happen, just appear.
If we don't start reading now, we're gonna have an hour-long video for the first chapter.
I can't see. My eyes are too fucking watery. Why?
You got no one else to blame but yourself.
Uh, yeah, blame my nuisance of a brain. Anywho, let's go. He is the shortest of the group, with black hair slicked back, always wears sunglasses, and his sleeveless denim jacket. Okay, that's a stereotypical bully. As the kids all sit down waiting for the teacher, they start having conversations together as any other typical day. Man, is it hot today? Oh no, man, is it hot today? Said Benjamin as he wipes the sweat off his head. Ew, it's nasty. This weather is nothing, Tony responded. True. Oh yeah, that's right. I've been meaning to ask, what is Mexico like? Asked Gary with a snarky tone. You jerk! Are you asking me a rhetorical question? Tony responded as he giggles and smiles. Okay. Unnecessary. With all this going on, the other school children slowly file into class, sitting at their desk away from the group of 6 kids, keeping themselves at a safe distance. Eventually, the teacher walks into the classroom. Alright, kids, settle down, says the teacher as she puts down her bag underneath the desk. She stands before the kids ready to announce something. As you kids may have already guessed, ow, the weather has not changed. This means the after school swimming club is now open. Classroom cheered. Whee!
I did not explain this, and I should have. This part of the story takes place during the spring.
You did explain it.
Did I?
Yes, at the beginning.
Okay, I'm sorry. Ignore me.
I have nothing to hit him with. Sorry, people. After school, the swimming club started, and one of the members of the swimming club was Catherine, of course. But unfortunately, because these kids are really, really little, I'm going to refrain from making any jokes. You may pound your head into any wall that is nearby.
Yes, you may. Or you can walk away at any time.
That was meant for you, not the audience, but okay. Alright, club members, my name is Mrs. Paula. You used our friend's name, okay.
That
Your,
was.
your, your swimming instructor. Here at the swimming club, we all learn how to swim together. No shit! That's obvious! Ah, it's called swimming class. Obviously, we are learning to swim. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point?
Just read on. Enough of the on the nose shit. There's gonna be plenty of that where that came from. I'm wet.
Yucky! Keep your mind in the gutter, Chelsea. I'm sorry, I'm giggly, I can't help it.
Alright, Google Guts, keep going.
I'm a giggly bitch by nature. Okay. As the kids listen, they are standing outside the pool as Miss Paula goes over the rules of pool and swimming area. After the speech, Miss Paula takes a bathroom break. Do we really need to know that? Who gives a shit? Just do your damn thing. While Catherine stands in front of the pool, nervously, hesitant to get in, testing the warmth of the water with her toes. Excuse me, you're Cat, right? Asked Benjamin, standing behind Catherine. Catherine turns around and looks at Benjamin. Uh, um, um, yes, what is it, Ben? Catherine responded as she turned around, looking at Ben nervously and poking her fingers together. I couldn't help but notice the look you gave that weirdo Milo. Are you in love with him? Asked Benjamin with a very snarky tone and with a sinister smile. However, Catherine does not respond. She just looks down at the ground and continues to poke her fingers together, and her face turns red. Oh, said both Gary and Craig as they walk up to her with the rest of those troublemakers. Looks like it's true. Right there, boys, said Gary as he laughs in a very mean manner, and the rest of the boys around Catherine start laughing at her. Maybe she should show Milo what she's got underneath the swimming suit. Ew, I don't want to picture that. That's disgusting.
It's gonna get worse.
You have a very crude mind, said Tony as he spanks Catherine's ass in a very sexual manner. You're going to make me want to punch the shit out of you. No! Please stop! Shouted Catherine as she tries to get away from the troublemakers. Troublemaker six, but they push her around and there is nothing that she can do. Grow some muscle, some backbone, girl. Kick them in the nuts. You know? Fight back, damn it! Milo was getting on his bike, getting ready to go home, but he saw what was going on at the club from a distance. As a result, he ran as fast as he could to find the teacher, Miss Paula. Milo asked one of the students where Paula was, and they told him that she was in the bathroom. As a result, Milo ran to the bathroom and knocked on the door. Miss Paula, I don't mean to bother you, but we've got a problem outside, said Milo with a plea. What is it? What is going on out there? Said Miss Paula as she puts her swimming suit back on before stepping out of the bathroom. By the time Miss Paula got out, the six troublemakers had their hands all over Catherine, sexually abusing her. Hey! Stop that right now! Shouted Mrs. Paula, at the same time Milo standing next to Miss Paula watching. Immediately all six of the kids stopped and Catherine fell onto the ground, but she got back up and ran towards Miss Paula, screaming, Miss Paula! Miss Paula! Miss Paula! These boys were hurting me! Please help! Shouted Catherine in tears. All six of you boys are... okay, it's speaking. All six of you boys are going to stay here for the rest of the day. And you can rest assured your parents will hear about this, shouted Miss Paula in anger. Is that literally all you're going to do? Okay. That don't teach the kids anything, but okay. While all that was happening, Gary looked at Milo with a sinister glare, realizing that it was Milo who got the teacher out of the bathroom. All six kids did not say anything to Miss Paula. Instead, they nodded their heads in agreement. However, none of them showed any sympathy for what they had done. Gary felt immense anger towards Milo with murderous intent. After that, Miss Paula sent all six of the troublemakers into the beach, onto the bench, until the swimming club was over. Meanwhile, Paula sent Milo home along with Catherine. I cannot believe this shit, said Craig with anger as the other six boys were sitting on the bench talking. Well, hey, you have nobody else to blame but yourselves. You idiots decided to hurt a child. Your fault. I wonder who told this sexy swim teacher, Paula, that we were do what we were doing. Usually when she's in the bathroom, she takes a while to get out, said Christopher. It was that fucking weirdo alien asshole, Milo. Whoa there, spicy language, Gary responded. That weird fairy kid who likes to dance in the rain, said Eddie. You're gonna get a lot of people who are like, you know, pissed at you. But then again, I know you don't give a fuck.
Not that I don't care. I was writing my first horror story. I was going big. I was either go big or go home.
Yeah, but you don't need to put ugly stereotypes in. And besides, that kid's definitely not gay. He's just a kid. Let the kid be a kid. You guys should be kids too. What the heck? Yeah, that kid, Gary responded. What a fucking jerk. We were having fun. What makes him think he has the right to ruin all of our fun? Tony responded in anger. Eventually, you boys are going to regret everything you've done.
Hmm. What makes you say that? Curious now.
Karma always has a way of fucking with people.
What you think? What do you think of how I? What makes you think I write karma in my books?
We all know you.
Don't give me that. I'm not that predictable, am I? Anyways, moving on.
I'd rather not answer that question. I don't know, but I think Milo needs to pay for this because our parents are going to beat the living shit out of us for this. Gary explained to the rest of the troublemakers. It's your fucking fault!
Yeah. That's the point.
If you weren't assholes and hurting another girl and that is part of your class, you assholes wouldn't be getting an ass whooping. Hello? Does a bell go off those weird ass heads of yours? You know, like a ding ding or a sign smacking you in the face, like, here's your sign! Bang, bang, bang. Very irritated. As a result, all six of the boys went quiet, and the anger was so thick you could cut it with a knife. All six of them felt immense anger to the point of murderous bloodlust. I'm sorry, but they're 9 and 8 years old. No kid of that age would think of murder unless that has been their life to begin with.
Not even close to being true.
Uh,
But you know what? Let's not argue about it. Just read.
Woosah. I'm hungry, but you make me read.
We'll take a break after the end of this chapter, alright?
Yep, a feeling of rage encircled the group. Meanwhile, Milo was getting on his bike, ready to go home, while Catherine was standing right next to him. Milo? Asked Catherine, with nervousness in her voice as she was slightly brushing. Yes, Sir Catherine, Milo responded with confusion, looking at her. Um, thank you, Catherine responded nervously. Oh, she's so adorable.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh, don't worry, it was nothing. And I gotta get home, so I guess I'll see you on Monday. I got to go home, so I guess I'll see you on Monday, said Milo as he puts on his bicycle helmet and rides off on his bicycle. As Catherine watches Milo ride away on his bike into the sunset, she looks down to the ground and says, "It's Cat, please," Catherine said silently.
She's adorable.
She's definitely a Hinata.
Yes. Hinata
Oh
inspired.
my god, they're so adorable together. I'm definitely going to put them together for their future, said a pink haired teenage girl on top of the school roof. And she had angel like wings with a halo on her head that is sparkling blue.
That are sparkling blue.
Boop! What? I wanted to boop.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Ashlyn?
Huh?
What is his name?
What are you pointing at? Oh, Ossia, remember from the roleplay?
You spelled that wrong.
Okay. It's Japanese. I couldn't. Whatever, bro.
Asia the Papa!
It's Archangel.
Archangel of love. That is not their fate, said a very deep voice behind the teenage girl. The teenage girl turns around and sees a man wearing a dark cloak and a medieval armor holding a bronze staff with a crystal spear attached to the top. Hello, Sudoku. Yes, I know who this character is. His bone-like angel wings are giving off turquoise-colored flames, and his eyes are glowing red. So cool! If only you could put Tilly in this.
I really like Zerduku. And Tilly, as for Tilly, I don't know. There's a part of me that really wants to add Tilly as part of the universe of these books, but I
She's my characters.
that's why. It's because I was going to ask you first, but we can talk about that another time.
What do you mean? Asked the Archangel low. The future I see is death, and a force of nature that can't be stopped by either heaven or hell. And the spores will consume the vastness of all space and time. If you saw this, you asswipe, why didn't you just fucking stop it? Alright, you don't have the backbone to interfere because it's against your rules.
It's the rules of heaven.
I don't care, do something.
That's very demon like.
Sure, my character would have done something. Okay, said the Archangel of Fate as he looks into his crystal spear on his staff. Sometimes I wish fate does not give a clear picture of our future. The Archangel of Love responded
Such a clear picture is what that's supposed to be. That's my fault.
as both angels turned and watched the sun set for a new day. That next morning, Milo woke up in his bed and he walked around doing his normal things in the morning that he doesn't like, brushing his teeth and changing out his pajamas into his day clothes. No kid likes to brush their teeth. It's tedious. Good morning, Milo, my son, said Milo's mother as Milo walked into the living room. Milo sat at the kitchen table before his mother gave him some breakfast to eat. Thank you, Mom, Milo responded with a smile after his mother gave him the food. She walks her back into the kitchen. As Milo eats, he looks out the window and sees the clouds are starting to turn dark. Hey, Mom! Is it supposed to rain today? Milo shouted to his mother. Yes, dear. I believe it's supposed to rain all morning, Milo's mother responded. As a response, Milo quickly finished his food and grabbed his raincoat because he likes to dance in the rain. Oh, yes, Milo, I forgot to tell you. I am going to be working all afternoon too, said Milo's mother as she walks back into the living room to talk to Milo, but he was already gone. When Milo's mother saw that he was gone, she smiled, knowing where he went, and went back to doing what she was doing in the kitchen. This poor mom doesn't even know what's going to happen. Milo makes his way down to the river where there is a rocky beach, and he stands out in the rain wearing his bright yellow raincoat. He looks out into the dark clouds as the rain begins to drip on the rocks on the rocky beach of the shore. Welcome, my friendly clouds, as you bring the music of rain. Oh, ooh, he does sing! Yay! Milo's welcome to my family. Ah!
Fail!
Welcome to my friendly clouds as you bring the music of rain. Yes, I know my singing isn't the best. Sorry.
It's not that bad.
Milo sings as he begins to start the dance out in the rain. As we go off dancing to the music of nature, running on a free, happy soul, and the blue heart of the rain that gives us life. Milo sings as he dances around on the rocky beach. It's so wholesome. My heart. Dancing on the clouds as nature will take our breath away with its beauty. Milo continues to sing. Now my journey begins for one step after the other as I sing in the dancing rain. Shish. Milo sings as he dances around enjoying himself. Wow, what a weird little dance fairy boy, shouted a familiar voice behind Milo as he turns around and sees all six of the troublemakers of his school standing 5 feet from him, and their leader Gary was leaning on a tree, and some of them were covered in bruises. Gary, what are you doing here? Milo asked nervously. Fucking stutter!
It's okay, you're fine.
Well, I'm not sure if you noticed, but the trouble that you got us into. Well, let's just say that we want some payback," said Gary as he and the other troublemakers walked closer to Milo. At that point, Milo noticed that Gary was holding a steel bat. "Yeah, you motherfucker, you got us in so much trouble that our parents beat the living shit out of us. And now we want to do the same to you," explained Craig with anger in his voice. "Well, I saw you were doing. So I but that. God damn!
You're fine. You're okay. Keep going. Keep trying. You can do it.
Your computer did something weird. I don't know what it did, but okay.
Okay.
Well, I saw you doing bad things to a friend of mine, so," explained Milo, but he was interrupted when Gary hit him in the head with a steel bat, knocking him down on the rocky beach as his head hit a rock onto the ground. Whack! "Shut the fuck up!" shouted Gary as he hit Milo on the head even when he's on the ground. Craig and Eddie start sharing as Gary repeatedly hits Milo in the head with a steel bat. As Gary is doing this, Christopher felt a little bit of sympathy for Milo at that 1 second. "Hold on a minute!" shouted Christopher. But Tony, in fear of what was happening, stops Christopher with a whisper into his ear. "You should really stop, man, unless you want to end up like Milo there," Tony whispers in fear as both Christopher and Tony would watch the horrifying sight. Milo felt the first 10 blows to the head, but at the 10th hit, the skull he to the hit to the skull, he died instantly. But Gary continued to hit his head with a steel bat over and over again, causing blood to splatter onto the rocks and staining the silver plate of the steel bat. After Gary runs out of breath, he looks upon the corpse that he has crushed with his strength, and he realizes he has just killed somebody. Eddie and Craig also realize this, and they were all in shock. Gary drops the bat, and in his heart he was starting to panic, but he kept his cool around his friends. "Hey guys, help me toss this little shit into the river where nobody can find him," said Gary with a slight panic. Eddie and Craig were still in shock, and as a result they paused for a minute, and pick then they helped him pick up. I tossed the corpse into the river as the rough waters carried the corpse down the river. After that, the Troublemaker Six left the rocky beach and never said a word about what they did. The rough waters continued to drag the corpse down the river, and on their way the corpse ran into a few sharp rocks, ripping the raincoat a little bit before the corpse gets stuck under a bridge 6 miles away. At the bottom of the bridge, where it was concrete, there was concrete, and the river flows out to the ocean, with steel-like roof beams on top of the bridge for the cars to go by. On both sides of the river, the terrain was too steep for anybody to climb up. The water was extremely rough and powerful, so much that it could suck you under in seconds and bury a person under the water in mud and stones, as was happening to Milo's corpse.
All right. Please like and subscribe, everybody.
Bye, peeps.
This is Zerduku and the Bookmaster Akari signing out.